Well, hello everybody. Just wanted to give an update on a swimming pool for this year. It's been several years since I've made a video about pools, and I've learned a lot, taught myself a lot, done a lot of research. Got some crazy birds out here. So just wanted to share quickly, try to keep this under 5 minutes, what I've done this past couple of years. This year is the first full year with this option. Move some things out of the way. So this is one of the Bestway Platinum Series pools. This is kind of like the oval. It is from either Costco or Sam's Club. I don't remember. So it's a pretty decent size. It was like $700-800. And it comes with these two pieces down here, which is how you're supposed to have the water intake, and then they go through and connect, and then you're supposed to put it through. I have that, completely sealed off, capped with the seal, so it's all good. Those do nothing. And what I've been using for several years, it just got finished raining a couple hours ago, so it's still kind of nasty down here. This is a saltwater system. It is currently sleeping. We'll turn that on, and you'll be able to see it where it makes chlorine. I put two 40-pound bags of salt in this pool. Works out perfectly. This happens to be one of the best ones I've had. I've gone through about 3 of these in the last 7 years, so it's worked out really well. This is their newest design. The big key is when you hook a lot of this stuff up, make sure you're putting a valve wherever you can, so that way you can shut it off if you need to take apart your filter or do anything. Let's see what I have down here now. Yeah, so this piece here is actually something I'll go over in a different video as well too. That screws off. The pressure's coming out so bad now you can't really take that off. And there's another piece that goes on that helps disperse the water and keeps it moving. So there is a float in there now. The negative side with doing a saltwater, you can see on the ladder, it will rust the metal. Inside of the pool is not bad. You can kind of see here, there is a little bit of rust down there. So it will rust your pool because of the saltwater. It's corrosive. So I guess it's technically not rust, but whatever. It saves you from having to add chemicals and chlorine. This does it for you. So it's now kicked on. So it's got the one plate down there, and you can kind of see it doing a little bit over there on the side. And then this plate is what is taking the salt and turning it into chlorine. You can see it almost looks like a powder going through there. So that's great. I let it run about 9 hours, 7 to 9 hours to make sure. I've got my sand filter on the 12-hour, so I let it run 12 hours a day just to keep everything good and clean. This was probably going on its 3rd year for this one. This is the biggest one you can get. It's the 3,000 gallon per hour that I have from Intex, so it works great. This is a Hayward brand, so this is actually what you see out of those type of pools for above ground. So I mean, it's a good quality plastic. Let's see if I can get down here. And it's just got, I need to probably add water to the pool. It's been so hot the last couple of weeks. You can take your basket out, just dump it, put it all back in. Normally I like to keep the water level about right here, so I do need to add a little more water to the pool. But what I did here, very simply, you can tell from the writing, this is a rubber seal, and if you can see right here, I'll go from the other side. This is the rubber seal that comes with this Hayward that I got off Amazon. I believe this was about 50 bucks, maybe 60. Comes with everything you need. Also has a piece that is sitting over there on the table, and I'll show you. You can set it inside of here and hook up to a hose if you want to vacuum, And if you want to do that, you definitely want the strongest sand filter possible. So that does a great job. The other key part, if you want to use something like this, the Hayward, which is going to last you for a long time, if I'm smarter than the filter, we can get that on while operating the camera. If you want to use something like that, there's this great adapter. I'm going to see if I can find it and link it. If not, I'll put it in the comment section. But it is this thing that you can barely see right here. So this is the Hayward. Normally this is how it's connected. It goes around here. This is all Intex hose. Okay, my phone stopped for some reason, but we're recording again. So that's normally how you connect it if you're on regular lines, but for Intex, this piece here is threaded that goes inside, and then your Intex piece wraps around that. I do use the plumber's tape on both just to give it a good seal to make sure. And that right there is a lifesaver for that millimeter, the thread. So of course I have this here in case I need to do anything with it. Installing this may sound kind of scary, but all you do is you take a razor knife, and I use that rubber filter or the rubber gasket that came with it, and then you go through and just cut, and then it is like you see people online, if you look this up, Hayward skimmer, they'll take that gasket and cut it into two and put one on the inside, one on the outside. I didn't want to do that because I knew this was going to be a permanent type thing. I did drain the water down right here below it, got in the pool, did my cut, did everything. Let's see if I can kind of show you on the inside. And then what you do is then you add the screws that are in there to it, and then you can see the seal all the way around it, which is right here, and then that just kind of fits on, and then that compresses against, and you add your screws into it. Best thing in the world. I mean, this right here, you don't have this on your pool, it's not going to look like this. So with all three of these options, adding the Hayward skimmer, totally worth the money. Upgrading your sand filter to a larger one, so you got more power. It's pretty much a 1 horsepower, 3,000 gallons per hour with the sand, and then the saltwater system filter into it. Fantastic. The only other option that we did, and I'll do another video on it one day. All right, that same piece I was talking about a while ago for the up here, that's what this is, and it is Intex, and let you know how well it works, if it does or doesn't, for the robot, and tell you all what I've learned. All right guys, thanks so much. Please leave any comments if you have questions. Hopefully I can help.